talking about your higher education journey, Aritra. You have completed your bachelor's from Jadavpur University, yeah,
Yeah,
and
yeah,
master's in international political economics from University of Sheffield, right?
yes,
So you've
yes.
experienced both the Indian education system as well as the international education system. Would you like to talk about like the key differences between both the systems and how did they shaped your experiences?
Yeah, that's a good question. The main difference that I would say the main difference is imagination,
Okay.
lack of imagination in the Eastern way of studying.
Mm-hmm.
So what happens, and this is changing, every day we are getting more international. The national education policy talks about a lot more inclusiveness, a lot more, disciplinarian interaction. The NEP is far more international than it used to be
Yeah.
in the earlier education policies. But still, there's always a this is more Methodist, or methodical, the Eastern education system, or the Indian education system, that someone comes into the classroom, tells you, teaches you,
Yeah.
and you learn by heart, that kind. On the Western part is that it's more of a conversation. It's more about what are you finding or what are you feeling about a particular topic, or about, what is your anecdotal evidence, or you have any kind of, expression that you want to express, and have a conversation in the classroom. So I felt that was quite refreshing, when I studied in the UK. I think that was in a classroom, people can just showcase their experience and showcase their ideas. What happens that way is that when you go to work, the education system, which is kind of a little, I'm not saying that everybody is following the same, but in general, it's a little hierarchical, right? The the teacher comes in, the teacher says, and you're only allowed to speak when you are allowed to speak, that kind.
Yeah.
When we go into the work front,
Mhm.
then the teacher becomes the manager, right? The manager says, the
Right.
manager has a monologue, and or the whatever, the directors or vice president, whatever the fancy designations you have, okay? And that actually somehow um, kind of relents or kind of limits ideas and a free flow of ideas. Now, India is becoming a land of startups now,
Yeah. Yeah.
and which I feel that this is very good that India is,
Mhm.
which means that the ideas have started free flowing, that people are coming up with new ideas. But in the workspace, this particular thing, I felt that this main difference